Hi, welcome to the advanced trigonometry class. So, in last lecture, or last video, we discussed what is a structural equation and how we can derive a reduced form equation from a structural equation. Okay, so structural equation is nothing but an equation which is derived from a theory. Okay, and in structural equation, there will be an equation for each endogenous variable. Okay. And in right hand side variable, endogenous as well as predetermined variable may be appeared. Okay. Whereas in reduced form equation, what we are doing, we are solving the equation for endogenous variable. Okay. And we will get an equation for each endogenous variable, but on the right hand side only the exogenous variable will be appeared. Okay, so this is the difference between a structural equation and a reduced form equation. Okay, so now we are moving into the most important concept in simultaneous equation model called identification problem. Okay, so identification is the most important steps that you have to be analyzed before doing anything on a simultaneous equation model. Okay, so what is mean by identifications? We have learned about structural model, structural equation and reduced form equations. Okay, so the identification refer the possibility or impossibility of obtaining the structural parameters of a simultaneous equation from the reduced form parameters. Okay, so I have told you that in structural equation there will be parameter. For example, if Ct is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 yt plus Ct, this beta 0 and beta 1 is called structural parameters. Okay, then if we solve this equation by substituting the value of yt, okay, then we will get an equation for yt, an equation for Ct. Okay, and in this we will get pi 0, pi 1, pi 2, pi 3. These are also known as reduced form parameters. Okay, so what is identifications? From reduced form equations, can we obtain the parameters of a structural equation? Then we can say that that equation is identified. Okay, so identification is we are checking whether we can derive the coefficient of structural equations from a reduced form equation, if it is possible or if it is not possible. Okay, so identification is a process of checking the possibility or impossibility of obtaining the structural parameters from a reduced parameters. Okay, yes. Now, when an suppose we have two equation, when we can say that an equation is identified, we can say that an equation is identified when if we can derive the numerical value of the parameters of a structural equation from its reduced form equation. So if suppose we have got a reduced form equations, its numerical values. From this numerical value, can you go back to its original structural equations? Then we can say that that equation is identified. Or you cannot say, you can say that the equation is not identified. Okay, so when we are checking the possibility or impossibility, or when we are doing the identification process, okay, we will have three options. Okay, or the identification can be three: exactly identified, over identified, or under identified. Okay, sometimes the equation may be identified, or it may not be, it is not identified. Okay, if the equation is not identified, then it is known as under identified. Okay, then if it is identified, it can be exactly identified or over identified. Okay, so what is this exactly identified and all, that we will discuss very shortly. Okay, and suppose in an equation, in a system of equations, there are three equations. If all the equations are identified, then we can say that the system as a whole is identified. Okay, so what is identification? Identification is nothing but checking the possibility or impossibility of obtaining the structural parameters from a reduced form parameters. If it is done, if it can be done, then equation is identified. If it is not, if we cannot do that, then it is not identified. Okay, yes. Now we are going to check whether a Keynesian income determination model is identified or not, or from the reduced form equation of this Keynesian income determination model, can we go back to its structural equations? Okay, so let me do how we can check it. So we have an equation Ct is equal to alpha plus beta yt plus ut, yt is equal to Ct plus it. This is what is called a structural equation. Okay, now I am just taking the first equations. Ct is equal to alpha plus beta. This is yt. You substitute the value of yt here. The value of yt is nothing but Ct plus it. Okay, so beta into Ct plus it plus ut. Now Ct is equal to alpha plus, you multiply beta with Ct and beta with it. So beta Ct plus beta it plus ut. Okay, now you look at the equation. This is Ct, this is beta Ct. You bring this beta Ct into this left side. So what will be the equation? Ct minus beta Ct is equal to alpha plus beta it plus ut. Okay, so by solving for that, we will get Ct is equal to alpha plus beta, alpha divided by 1 minus beta plus beta divided by 1 minus beta into it plus ut divided by 1 minus beta. Okay, so you take it this as a pi 0, this as a pi 1, and this as a vt, composite error term. Okay, so this is what is called reduced form equations. This is structural equations. From this structural equation we come to this, yes, reduced form equations. Okay, now what is identification? Here we have alpha and beta. Okay, can we find out alpha and beta values from this pi 0 and the pi 1? Okay, so pi 0, pi 1 are the reduced form parameters, alpha and beta are the structural parameters. So can we obtain the numerical value of alpha and beta from the numerical value of pi 0 and pi 1? Then the equation is identified. If it is not the case, then the equation is not identified. Okay, let's check how we can, let's check whether this equation is, whether we can find out the structural parameters from the reduced form parameters. Okay, now you take the second equation, yt is equal to Ct plus it. Okay, then this will be yt is equal to alpha plus beta yt plus ut. What we have done here, this is Ct equation is alpha plus beta yt plus ut. So this I have substituted here. Okay, plus it. Okay, now this is yt, beta yt. Okay, so you bring this beta yt into the left side, so yt minus beta yt. Okay, then you substitute for y, then this 1 minus beta will go to the right hand side as the numerator for all the variables. Okay, so this will be yt is equal to alpha plus alpha alpha divided by 1 minus beta plus 1 minus 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus beta it plus ut divided by 1 minus beta. This is the second equation. Okay, so this alpha 1 minus beta is called pi 2. 1 divided by 1 minus beta called pi 3. This is the second composite index, so composite error term. This is w. Okay, so we have two structural equation and now we have two reduced form equation. Okay, yes, now you look at the pi 0 and pi 2. Are the same value? This is the pi 0. Okay, pi 0 is alpha divided by 1 minus beta. This is the pi 2. Okay, pi 2 is also alpha divided by 1 minus 2. Okay, so we can say that alpha pi 0 is equal to pi 2, which is equal to alpha divided by 1 minus beta. Okay, and look at the pi 1. What is pi 1? This is the pi 1. Pi 1 is equal to, okay, beta divided by 1 minus beta. Pi 1 is equal to beta divided by 1 minus beta. Look at pi 3. Pi 3 is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus beta. This is nothing but marginal propensity to consume. Okay, yes. Now you do what you do is you subtract pi 1 from pi 3, pi 1 from pi 3. What you get? Pi 1 is equal to, so pi 3 is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus beta. Pi 1 is equal to beta divided by 1 minus beta. Okay, so if you subtract, then it is 1 divided 1 minus beta, 1 minus beta. 1 minus beta divided by 1 minus beta, it is equal to 1. Okay, now you subtract, you divide pi 0 divided by pi 0 with pi 3. Okay, pi 0 is equal to alpha divided by 1 minus beta. Pi 3 is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus beta. Okay, so you do cross multiplications. Okay, so alpha divided by 1 minus beta into 1 minus beta divided by 1. Okay, so this and this term will goes, alpha divided by 1 will be equal to alpha. Okay, so what you got now, pi, if you divide pi 0 with pi 3, you will get the intercept alpha. Okay, and if you take pi 3, then you will get 1 divided by 1 minus beta is equal to MPC. MPC is nothing but this coefficient beta. Okay, so this is the equation, C is equal to alpha plus beta y. Okay, then here alpha is equal to pi 0 divided by pi 3 and beta is equal to pi 3. Okay, so from this reduced form equations, we can go back to its original equation, or we can derive the value of alpha and beta from the reduced form pi 0, pi 1, pi 2 and pi 3. Okay, so here we can say that the equation, this equation will be identified because we can derive the numerical value of the original structural equation from the reduced form equation. Okay, yes. Now you look at the demand and supply equations. Okay, so similarly, this is the demand equation and this is the supply equation. Okay, you solve it for PT and QTT. Okay, so you will get this kind of an equation. Okay, PT will be this equation and QT will be this equation. Okay, I'm not doing the mathematical part, you can try to do that. Okay, so this is the reduced form equation, this is the original equations. Can you go back to its original equation. Can you go back to this? Okay, so look at here, Pt is equal to beta 0 minus alpha 0 divided by alpha 1 beta 1. This is pi 0. Okay, this is error term, so it is Vt. Okay, Qt is equal to, this is the one term, so it will be pi 1. Okay, then this is the Vt. Okay, so now you look at here, we are having only two parameters. Okay, but look at how many parameters are here: alpha 0, alpha 1, beta 0, beta 1. Here we are having, in structural equation we are having four parameters, but in reduced form equation there is only one parameter. Okay, so from two parameters of structural equation we cannot derive four parameters in structural equations. Okay, so we can say that the demand and supply equations are not identified equation. Okay, because we cannot go back to its original equation from reduced form equations. Okay, yes. So for solving parameters, okay, there must be equal number of parameters or equal number of equations. Okay, otherwise we cannot solve, or we cannot go back to its original equation, or we cannot do the identification. Okay. So here in this equation, in structural equation, there are four coefficients. Okay, so to estimate for unknown coefficient, we need minimum four equations. Okay, but here we are having only two equations. Okay, so we cannot solve these equations. Okay, so we can say that this equation is not identified. Okay, yes. Now types of identification. As I told you in the beginning, there are two different type of identifications: exactly identified, under identified, and over identified. Okay, so an equation is under identified, okay, if its structural parameters cannot be expressed in terms of the reduced form parameters. From reduced form parameters, if we cannot estimate, if we cannot derive the parameters of a structural models, then we have to say that the equation is under identified. Okay, now when an equation is exactly identified, if its structural parameters can be uniquely expressed in terms of the reduced form equations. Okay, suppose there are four equations and four parameters, we can easily derive it. We will have a unique solutions. Okay, and if we have four parameters and three equations, we cannot solve it. Okay, then when an equation is over identified, more than one solution for expressing structural parameters in terms of the reduced form parameter. Okay, if we have five equations and four parameters, we will have more than one solutions. Okay, that is the case of over identification. Okay, yes. So in next class we will discuss what are the order, what are the condition of identification. Okay, thank you.